manifestation space, what I see more often is that people using one, affirmations, and two, trying to change their beliefs. So affirmations one does not work because you're trying to hammer down something which hardly goes below the brainstem. And even though intellectually people are very clear about what they want, the manifestation only happens with a head and a heart unison. You hammer down the affirmations to the head, but the heart has not observed or not aligned to that goal, then a manifestation doesn't occur. And this is the repeated instances where I see that people, one, use affirmations, and second, trying to change the beliefs. Now imagine, as per Sigmund Freud, we have the iceberg theory, where what we see is only 5%. The beliefs that arise or the consciousness that we have is we are only functioning at a 1 to 5%, but the 95% is hidden. So imagine what this 95% beliefs that we have, we don't even know the paradigm that we're operating from. And therefore trying to change this 95% will take a whole lifetime or even more. And that's why people give up trying to manifest. But stick around till the end of the video, because I'm going to give you a better solution and a permanent solution. Because when you try to manifest, trying to hammer down the affirmations or trying to put a band-aid on the symptoms which lie only on the surface, but the root cause of the problem lies below the surface, and how to get to the ground level root cause of it and then manifest from there, which becomes a permanent solution for you to manifest anything effortlessly. Before I begin, I'm super excited to announce the one-to-one free consultation for the premium coaching is up for enrollment. So stick around till the end of the video for more announcement on that. So with that, let's get right into the video. So today we are going to talk about how actually our beliefs, which lie below the surface, which we cannot see, actually dictate our manifestation. And what we try to do is, more often than not, one, we try to affirm something or use affirmations and try to hammer down the goals that we have, which hardly goes below the brainstem or below any surface level. And that's why the goals or goal setting or intention setting fails more often than not. But there is a better solution. So what we need to see is basically whenever we start with any goal achievement, we start with a resistance to something. For example, if you look at the mirror and see yourself and you don't like what you see in the mirror, let's say for example you have gained a little weight or you're overweight and you wish to get to a level where you're more fit. Now, at that state, when you are looking at yourself, you're affirming the resistance or the dislike of what you see at the moment, and therefore you get to a level where you want to have a fit body, right? You don't like your overweight body, you want to get to a fit body. So now you have your intention or desire set. But here the problem is, whenever you set a desire or intention, there is always a counter desire or counter intentions which stem from the limiting beliefs or the kind of experiences or the kind of ideologies or the kind of environment that we have been living up to this point. So from there stems the beliefs or the hindrances that come up, and naturally, so as to say that these limiting beliefs are natural, because whenever you have a desire, the counter desire is like fear of not being successful, or fear of failure, or doubt that will this even happen, because we operate from a limited paradigm. So that's why we constantly question ourselves, constantly question our worthiness of that goal. Am I worthy of achieving that? So that is a problem. So that is a very contracting energy. And that's the reason why when the head, excuse me, when the head is, when you're very clear about your goal, you have set an intention, we know what we want, let's say, okay, we're very clear, we want a fit body. But we send out the signal, but here the heart or the magnet is actually what pulls that or builds that attraction or builds that momentum, because both needs to be aligned. It's not only the head, but the unison of the head and the heart is what makes the manifestation happen. And here's the reason why. Because what mostly happens is that right now, like we talked about, this is just the 5% that we're operating with. The 95% is here. So the more powerful aspect is our emotional energy is more powerful, because that draws a larger magnet or larger weight on a manifestation. So even if you sometimes, people with very simple-minded paradigm, if they wish for something, they don't have too much of doubt, they don't have too much of, movement here, and therefore they can easily manifest because they are very grounded here. They don't have any counter desires or counter intentions which kill the seed. Okay, so you plant the seed, but then the weeds come up here, and because we are not able to manage the weeds is why the plant never sees its daylight. So in understanding this, we need to understand that emotion are of two charges, positive charge and a negative charge. Let's say an event happens and we affirm that that was a bad event for us, and that emotional residue that leaves in your amygdala, which is a memory bank, okay, that emotional residue is what stays. But in the same event, if you put a positive meaning, saying that, okay, it was a great lesson, I learned a lesson, and I'm taking away this, so that you put a positive attribute, a positive meaning to that event, naturally you are putting a positive emotional intensity. The lens that we see with determines what kind of event that we are attributing to. So up till this point, whatever event or emotional experience that you have had so far, and whatever meaning that you attributed to it, has got your positive and a negative emotional intensity. So let's say, for example, you want to manifest a partner in your life, but up to this point, whatever experiences that you've have had were abusive relationships. Whatever meaning that you've attributed to that event, let's say relationships not for me, not meant for me, or I always have a conflict, or if I'm not deserving of a harmonious relationship, whatever subconsciously, whatever meaning that you've attributed to that event has filled your either of this. You want to manifest a partner now, you go with that paradigm, okay, and whenever you want to manifest, all of these counter intentions will surge up and then will become a block. Our own selves who stand in the way of our own goals, okay? And once we learn how to master these counter intentions, then things will become as simple and effortless, okay? So now let's say you've now put a positive meaning to this event. Let's say the quality of emotion that you attributed was great, I've had a great experience, I've learned a great deal from all of these events. Now I know how to, what kind of relationship I want. I know the kind of energy that I need to hold to be able to be worthy of that relationship, or to share my love, or share my contribution, or share value, and be a win-win relationship where we become a strong partnership in a relationship, right? So when you affirm a positive meaning and when you go with that outlook, okay, then your emotional intensity is positive, and therefore these negative charges will not come to haunt you, okay? So basically what meaning that you're affirming to an event will either serve you to your goal achievement, or it will come to haunt you in your goal achievement. So that is the reason why reframing every event, reframing every moment is very, very key. Okay, it might sound silly, but even if there's a loss at the moment, in this moment, if you cannot see what you truly want to see, you just affirm, you just go with that conviction that this event will lead to some good event, right? I have learned a great deal from here. That this was a great experience for me. Okay, taking that as a blessing in disguise. Okay, and whatever assumption you hold, whatever hypothesis that you hold, will influence your reality in the upcoming moment. So that is the key here that we need to understand. Okay, that's key number one. Intention is at least to get to a 51% of the positive emotional intensity, and at least 49% of the negative emotional intensity. Now the moment you with your head, you send the signal out, within your inner state, you will feel some kind of emotion. You will feel either fear, or you'll feel doubt, or what kind of emotion that you're feeling. Or you're feeling ecstatic, or you're feeling elevated, or you're feeling good about it, right? That means you're in vibratory alignment with that goal, which means that that manifestation can happen sooner than you expect, right? So you're already embodying that being. So that's what we learn in our programs, how we judge, or how we ascertain, or how we kind of embody that being already. But let's say when you think of the goal, or when you set the goal, but when you feel counter intentions, okay, when you feel fear, when you feel, oh, will this even happen, or you have a certain fear within you, inside your being that you experience. Now, at this point, rather, most people, what they do is rather they try to escape it, they try to push it away. Now, if some emotion is surging up here, okay, if some emotion is surging up here, if you try to push it down, it's going to get suppressed, repressed, and then it'll come back to haunt you again. That is the mistake that most of us tend to make. But the better way is that whenever these counter intentions or negative emotional intensity you feel inside, you feel not centered, the best thing to do at this point is have a neutral attention towards this. Okay? Neither trying to push it away or neither trying to move towards it. You have a neutral attention, which means that you don't contract yourself, you just let it be. Let it be. Okay? So instead of let it go, okay, I've reframed it to let it be, because I think that makes people understand that better. Let it be. Let it be there. Don't try to push it away. When I say let it go, people try to push it away. Don't try to push it away, because when you try to push it away, it'll repress and suppress. Then it'll come back to haunt you. But you want to just have a neutral attention. As if you're just watching an object, as if you're watching in a third person. Okay? You're not giving any charge to it. You're neither giving a positive or a negative charge. Okay? At this point, at least, because the turmoil is very high. At this point in time, because you want to dissolve, because neutral attention dissolves that turmoil. Okay? It's called karma, right? Dissolving your karma. Karma is action. So action can be mental action or physical action. In this case, we are doing our mental karma. Basically, we're trying to dissolve our vrittis or dissolve our negative emotional intensity. Okay? When it surges, see it, okay, feel it with all your heart. Don't resist. What you are trying to do with that is basically you are trying to say that the fears or whatever counter intentions does not hold the power. You hold the power. Okay? So either you give up or those counter desires gives up. So your fear gives up or you give up. But you don't give up. You stay as it is. You stay put with it. Okay? And sooner or later, the fears, when it surges and rises, it will slowly dissolve in that awareness. It rises in the awareness and dissolves in the awareness. Awareness is the magic pill that refines everything, that corrects everything. Okay, so we don't have to do anything. Now it no longer has power over you. So we often hear these sayings that face your fears and it'll run away, right? Instead of you running away, you face the fears and the fears will run away. Okay, so you have to come combat, you have to come face to face with it, and then it no longer comes to haunt you. Okay, it'll dissolve once and for all. Because if you do temporary solutions, when the fear comes and you distract yourself or do something else to temporarily put a band-aid on it, it's going to come back to haunt you with even bigger emotional charge. And this is the most important thing. If you understand this thing, one thing, your whole life is going to rapidly quantum leap. Now, whenever you think of your goal, the emotional negative charge is no longer there. So idea is that you go to that point where whenever you think of a thought, whenever now you want to manifest a partner, okay, now those past emotional traumas and events will no longer, emotional negative energy will not come to haunt you, because now you have made it dissolve. You have dissolved it. You worked on it. Okay, it may take a little time, but this is the permanent solution. You'll feel unstoppable. You'll feel invincible once you do this. Okay, don't try to go the temporary route of trying to slap here, trying to read your affirmations 100 times in the morning, 100 times in the evening. It will not work, because your alignment with your inner being needs to be aligned, and that's when the vibratory alignment happens. And when this no longer, resistance is no longer heightened, when it has no, it's not very overpowering, that is when this dissolves, and therefore your signal, hits with, aligns with your heart, and therefore the manifestation effortlessly happens. Okay? Do not be impatient in these situations. Be very, very calm and very patient, because instant gratification is another pill that I see more often, because we want everything fast and quick. Okay? Nothing is overnight. Okay? We need little time to be able to give ourselves time, because the amount of the substance that we've collected in a subconscious mind is not all of them are serving. Not all of them are serving. So there are a lot of hindrances, resistance that we see come up, and that's why we give up. But don't give up. Okay? Our idea is to become bigger than our fears. Our idea is to become greater than our patterns, greater than our circumstance, greater than all of the hindrances that we see. More often than not is people intellectually are very sound on their goals, or this is what I want, this is how I should appear, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to be, this is what I should be doing. So everything is aligned, but just the heart part of it needs to be aligned. The emotionally is not centered, because there's a lot of distractions. Okay, so how to also master your attention is also very important, because your focus creates attraction. And again, I have made a video up here, how to master your attention. You can watch that as well. Now, with that, let's get to now the 3-step exercise that will help you to get your manifestation done effortlessly without hammering down on affirmations. Okay, hammering down on something, on your goal, without feeling in a vibratory alignment. How to align vibratorily in your being state and then manifest effortlessly. Okay, so step number 1 is you obviously write one goal first. Okay, start with one goal. Write one goal, and your goal should be enough for you to stretch yourself, but not too high so that it goes beyond the radar of your vibratory alignment. What I mean by that? What I mean is, whenever you think of a goal, okay, every goal builds a resistance. So your resistance should be enough for you to be able to handle at this point in time. It should not be too high. Let's say you can't say, I'll earn $1 million overnight. Okay? Because now your resistance will overpower you easily. Okay? So get to a state where you stretch yourself and you set a goal to grow, right? So you're setting a goal to grow in your inner being, to grow in your consciousness, in your awareness, or in your invincibility, in your inner power, inner strength, so that you become more powerful than your current resistance. That is a key idea. Okay? The manifestation happens automatically. Once you are able to hold that energy of being more powerful than your hindrances or your resistance, you automatically manifest, because there is no emotional charge. That is the key idea. Okay? So hold the goal, or write the goal as high as you can. Hold the vibratory alignment, okay? But not below or at the same level. Okay? Higher than what you are currently. Step 2 is now, whenever you have a goal, there will be intention, there will be a counter intention. Now your counter intentions, okay, when it appears, okay, your job is to just let it be. Okay, let it be. Okay, do not fight the counter intentions. So morning, what I would suggest is every morning you write your goal, okay, and along with that, now feel within, tap in within. Don't tighten yourself, don't resist anything. Just let it be and just feel within how does it feel to have that goal. Let's say you want to manifest a loving partner. Okay, now how does it feel? What kind of partner are you looking for? What kind of relationship? Where do you go for holidays? How do you spend time? So all of those emotions, and when you feel those emotions, or when you imagine those emotions, what kind of emotions surge up? Do you fear? Do you have the emotions of fear, anxiety, or doubt, or will this happen, or all of those things? So just observe them. Whatever is arising up, just let it arise and let it dissolve without resisting it, or without pushing it away, without distracting it. Let that emotion just trickle up, because now you're building the resistance. Okay, you're building immunity on those resistance. Okay, so let it rise and let it dissolve. Let it rise and let it give at least 20 minutes when you do this exercise. Okay? So and again state your intention again. Again let it rise, again dissolve. State your intention again. Let it rise. You do this 3-4 times. So step 3 is you do this exercise till the counter intentions dissolves or completely, at least does not overpower you or does not make you compulsive or get into something or get to social media or get to run away. So don't run away, because the more you run away, the more it'll chase you and more it catches up with you, and it'll intentionally, the charge will go higher, and then it'll become it'll come a point where it becomes too painful for you to dissolve it. With that, I conclude the video. I sincerely hope it was helpful. So let's do a quick recap of what we've discussed so far. Okay, so what we've discussed is that affirmations and changing your beliefs will not work. Okay, facing your beliefs, facing your resistance will help you dissolve that and make your immunity or make yourself stronger, being comfortable with discomfort. That in that discomfort itself is your growth. Okay, that is the idea. Manifestation is just a tool, okay, that we're using to grow our inner state, internal state, stronger. Because the more powerful your internal state is, the more powerful manifester you can become. The more invincible you will become. All right. So that is the whole idea. So do not get to the affirmations or trying to beat down affirmations, because it will not work, because your head and the heart needs to align. When you're stating affirmations, you're only stating affirmations. Intellectually, most of us are clear with what we want or what are our goals or how to attain it. The hows and everything is clear, but the why or the emotional charge, becomes a hindrance for almost all of us, because there are beliefs, that ideologies, experiences, environment that we've been exposed to innocently or consciously or unconsciously, which we've absorbed, which does not serve us when we want to manifest our goals. And that is why it is very important to first get a permanent solution, at least try to get to doing the thing in a proper way, rather than slapping a band-aid and trying to hammer down something and pushing and pulling and running after and hustling and chasing and trying to achieve your goals. It's going to be effortless. It's going to be too much effort. It's going to be too much of hard work, too much of struggle. Okay? We want to get to a point where we enjoy our life, because we deserve to manifest what we want effortlessly. We want to be able to become more powerful than our resistance. We want to become immune to all of the resistance we build within ourselves, because no one stands in our way of achieving our goals, but it's our own self. Okay, it's our own resistance. So if once we manage our own internal resistance, then nothing stands in our way. Then you just take the goal, you affirm the goal, go ahead and take action. Okay, so that is the state that we want to reach. So now also we talked about this portion where we talked about that every event that you face going forward from today onward, okay, listen to this. I want you to understand this very, very closely, because this can change your whole paradigm. Okay, every event that you experience from going forward, okay, your best interest is to affirm a positive meaning to it. Why? Because the qualitative emotion now will always leave a residue in your brain, in your amygdala, like I talked about, is a memory bank. So every emotional charge will leave a residue, and that's why if you put a positive meaning to it and a positive emotional intensity to it, it will help you serve you in your path forward. It will not come back to haunt you. If you put a negative meaning to it, like life sucks, or this is not happening, it doesn't go my way, or everybody's is after me, or I'm a victim, I have no power over how I choose my reality, or I'm helpless, or I'm just a survival person who just survives. Okay, so if you do a deteriorating meaning that you put or allocate onto that event, then that whatever hypothesis you put on, okay, that will influence your reality in the next moment. Whatever you assume will come into reality. Okay, Neville Goddard says it's very, very clear. Whatever you assume it becomes a reality. So therefore, it is very important to, at least in the event that you're facing, put a positive meaning to it. Take the lessons from there, and then make sure that next time when you face a similar situation, you don't go into that loop of again getting to the negative loop. But now you completely shift your vibratory alignment into a positive trajectory. Any kind of self-depreciating feelings that come up, Okay, do not try to slam it down, or do not try to resist it, because if you resist it, it's going to come back to haunt you. Your idea, your action that you need to take at this point is have no action. Simply let it be. Okay, let it be. Neutral attention dissolves those resistance. Okay, so let it be. 3 words, very simple. Okay, what that happens is that now your resistance has no power over you. Okay, now you hold the power, because either you give up or your fears give up. Facing your fear and letting it dissolve. So that is the idea, that is the permanent solution that we want to do. And slowly and steadily, as we set one goal, face your resistance, let it dissolve, achieve that goal, hit another, place another goal. Okay, that's how we are meant to live here. Okay, we are meant to make sure that our awareness gains more and more power. We become at least a little bit more conscious each and every day, a little bit more aware each and every day. We gain a little bit more immunity to inner awareness each and every day. So that is the endeavor that we go with. Okay, so the 3-step exercise that we talked about is that write a goal, write intention, and do this exercise for at least 60 days. Okay, 60 days. Write a goal, one goal, write a goal. Okay, the top priority. Okay, once you do the top priority, the rest of the goals falls into place. Okay, because what happens is that when you set a goal, let's say your priority is number 1, when you overcome the resistance for this goal, the rest of the goals which are less priority, automatically the resistance for these goals also die down. So automatically when you try to hit this goal, other goals also take space by itself, more likely than not. So write the goal, okay, and your counter intentions, once it comes up, let it come. You are almost like you're waiting for it. So when you wait for it, when you try to see the fear come up, it will not come up. It's like when a dog comes to attack you or comes charging at you, and if you run away, the dog will keep chasing you. But if the dog comes charging at you, and when you stand back and look at it eye to eye, the dog goes away. So it's the same thing. Okay, who gives up early, you or the fear? Okay, so you look at the fear, you look at those resistance come up, and look at them as if it's like the waves coming. Look at them and give no emotional charge to it. Like, just let it be. Like, don't give any attention to it. So the neutral attention itself dissolves the fear. Okay, and that's how you keep dissolving your karmas, keep dissolving your hindrances or resistances. Okay, then you do that till it dissolves completely, and therefore once you do this exercise over and over again, your goal and your vibratory alignment, it becomes aligned. Therefore you now hold the being. So now when you hold that being, now everything starts to fall into place. Your actions, your having, your getting, everything falls into place. You don't have to go out chasing and trying to bulldoze through things. Okay, things will start slowly aligning to you, because you are in that vibratory alignment. Okay, so with that, I conclude the video. I sincerely hope this was helpful. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon, so that you can be notified every time I put up a new video. And also please leave me a comment and share how you're finding this, and also share with me your feedbacks, your comments, so that it gives me more encouragement to come back with more content for you and which can help you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. What the Mindset and Reality Revolution program really is it's one of the highest paradigm of manifestation. So there are 3 paradigms of manifestation, which is the having, the doing, and the being. So when we get to the being state, or in quantum physics it's also called the identity shifting, because everything is in the state of being and becoming. So when we embody the state of beingness, then naturally the having and the doing falls into place. What I realized in my years of understanding and practicing and manifesting and studying neuroscience and quantum physics, what I understood was that it's never about the techniques, because technique is just the doing paradigm, or wanting to having paradigm, because the more you're wanting to have or want or get, the more you're stuck into that loop. The idea is to elevate into that awareness or that beingness state, where things start to fall into place, the ideas start to come, things start to manifest for you effortlessly, right? Because we learn the principles, or we learn to work with the laws of nature, where we go through the path of least resistance. We understand the universal principles of balancing, of being and doing, action and non-action, effort and surrender. So these are some of the powerful principles which we include in the program that can help you boost your manifestation, boost your awareness, boost your clarity, boost your productivity. So things start to open up for you. And so the Mindset and the Reality Revolution program is designed in such a way that it helps you to elevate to that state, ideal state, or the being state that you envision to become. And therefore, you effortlessly attract the things that you want to do or have. I'm also super excited to announce that I started the one-to-one interaction for the premium coaching for the Mindset and Reality Revolution program. And so the enrollment link, I'll leave it in the description and in my Instagram bio. So both the links are there. So I can't wait to have an interaction with you and see how we can work together. So I hope to see you there, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.